Reception and Nursery. We hope you've been enjoying the sun, and we hope that you enjoyed reading about frogs last week and doing some rhymes, and we hope that you made some of our frog crafts. This week we've got another story for you, and this week the story is called The Bog Baby. I think that's the bog baby there. Shall we find out more about the bog baby? Long ago, when we were little, me and Chrissy did something bad. We said that we were going to go to Annie's house to play, but we didn't go. We went fishing instead. We went all by ourselves, which wasn't allowed. Chrissy said there was a magic pond in the bluebell wood. Can you see all those beautiful bluebell flowers? It was only ever there in spring. When it rained, it made a huge puddle in the dell, and pond creatures came. We could fish for newts, she said. I won't tell if you don't, she said. So we went. We found the pond. It was squelchy round the edge. The bluebells squeaked under our boots. We fished, but we didn't catch a newt. We caught something much better. We caught a bog baby. He was the size of a frog, only round and blue. He had boggly eyes and a spiky tail, and I do remember he had ears like a mouse. He came swinging through the flower stalks and jumped into the water. He floated up and down on his back and sucked his toes. Can you be a smart spider and think of some facts about frogs? I know that frogs like lily pads and they like ponds. Sounds like this bog baby is a little bit like a frog, and it rhymes with frog. Bog, frog. That's when I fished the bog baby out. He didn't struggle, he just sat in my hand and looked a bit surprised. He was soft as jelly, almost like he had no bones. When we stroked him, he flapped his wings. They were no bigger than daisy petals, and they seemed too small for him to fly. Chrissy said that he might be able to fly if we blew on his wings. We blew and we blew, but all we did was blow him into the mud. He didn't try to escape. He just sat still with his paws over his eyes. How do you think that bog baby's feeling if he's got his paws over his eyes? I think he's probably feeling a bit scared. If somebody started to blow me and I didn't like it, I might do this too. We put him in a jam jar, we took him home, and we hid him in the shed. He was our bog baby. He wasn't meant to be a secret. We wanted to show Mum, but we daren't. If we did, she'd know that we didn't go to Annie's house. So they want to show their mummy, but they're not going to because they lied to their mummy and said that they were going to Annie's house when really they went to the woods. We made our bog baby a beautiful home in a bucket. We put gravel and shells and clean water. Whenever he saw us, he jumped up and down. Oh, how do you think he'd be feeling if he jumped up and down? We picked him up and played with him. He was very ticklish. We fed him pieces of cake crumbs. We loved our bog baby. Looks like the bog baby's feeling a lot happier now. Our friends in school loved him too. We sneaked him into school in a margarine tub, and when the teacher wasn't looking, he played in the sand pit and the water tray. The sand pit and the water tray, that's just like our school. In the afternoon, he slept in his tub on a piece of damp cotton wool. Chrissy made a collar and a lead, and we took him for walks in the field. Once, a crow nearly ate him, but we scared it away just in time. We took care of our bog baby, at least we tried to, but he got sick. He didn't jump up and down anymore. He went pale and his wings dropped. He wouldn't even eat his cake crumbs. We gave him all sorts, but he just spat them out. We wanted to ask Mum for help, but we didn't, because then she'd know we lied. The bog baby got thinner. He wouldn't walk on his lead. He just hid under his shell. Oh no, it really looks like the bog baby's feeling sad now. I wonder why he's feeling sad. He wouldn't come out, no matter how much we loved him. Mum found us in the shed. Chrissy wouldn't say why we were crying. We promised not to tell, but I told Mum everything. She wasn't angry though. When she saw who was in the bucket, she smiled and her eyes went misty. That means like she looked like she was about to cry. She said she hadn't seen a bog baby since she was a little girl. Oh, so the mummies found a bog baby when she was little. Please make him better, we cried. We just love him so much. I wonder how they can make him better. Let's find out what they do. I know you love him, she said, but the bog baby is a wild thing. It doesn't belong here. He's not meant to eat cake or walk on a lead or sleep in a tub. Do you know, this bog baby is a little bit like a frog, isn't it? And just like if you find a frog in a pond, you find it and you hold it for a little bit, but then what should you do? Let's see what the girls do. She picked up the bucket and we followed her out to the woods. She said, if we really love the bog baby, we have to do what's best for him, no matter how much it hurts, because that's what real love is, and that's why we let him go. So even though they really want to keep the bog baby and they think he's really cute, they know that they need to put him back. Just like if you find a frog, you need to put it back. Or if you find a mini beast, you need to put it back too. They need to go back to their house. He went back where he belonged, living in the woods, playing in the pond, sleeping in the damp leaves under the moon. We never saw him again. I think he grew up and had babies all of his own. But last spring, me and my daughter found the magic pond. And guess what my daughter saw? Hundreds of bog babies swinging through the bluebells, catching flies, floating on their backs, sucking their toes. That's what she told me, and that's what I believe. Can you see all those bog babies? I hope you enjoyed that story, and the message of that story is saying that if you love something, then you need to put it back where it belongs. So just like all the mini beasts we've been learning about, and our song on YouTube called Please Don't Squish Me, if you love something, you need to put it back where you got it, because it's not fair to keep it. I really like how cute that bog baby is. I like his big blue belly, and I like the fact he's got little wings and he's got ears like a mouse. I actually had a go at making my own bog baby with salt dough. I just painted him now, so he's a little bit wet, but I tried to do his toes. I haven't stuck his eyes on yet. But you could have a go at making a bog baby out of clay, out of Play-Doh, out of a pom-pom. You could try and make one out of anything. Okay, well, we hope you enjoyed that story all about a bog baby, and we'll see you soon.